Kubor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Ka sorkar Jylla kalapan benar, balasya ban Plie ya ki Jaka Jngohkai Pyrthei ha ke Jylla. Ki bawan lagi weipat ki Jylla, ki dai ban pendep ya ki IT ka baro arsin. Ki badang dep tan sisen, ki haban wanra ya ka negative report jong ka test jong ki. Shushu umentri rangba aulo ongru, ba ki dai ban sa shimet, la ka dai ha ki hotel ni kino ki Jaka ha ke Jylla. Habai dai bat ki nongsong snong jong ka Jylla, ka sorkar kalasya yaki bakin lek chaki Jaka Jngohkai Pyrthei ki balayo ya baro artli kitika kila ban lek ki balayo shisen ya katika ru kila ban lek Henry ki bampat a ya katika ki haban wanra ya ka negative report jong ka test jongki.
Regarding the tourism, the state government has decided to open the tourism sector from the 1st of September. The tourists, though, will have to come with double vaccination. So tourists who are fully vaccinated will be allowed to visit Meghalaya for tourism-related purposes from the 1st of September. Tourists who are not vaccinated or have only a single dose will have to produce a negative RT-PCR, TrueNat or CBNat report, which will be valid if they have been tested within 72 hours prior to their arrival at the entry point. The tourists will also have to generate an e-invite for entry to Meghalaya through the Meghalaya app of the Meghalaya Tourism Department. It is also mandatory that the tourists who come in should book at least one night stay, either hotel, homestay or guest houses, and declaration of the complete itinerary should be there. Tourists who are staying as guests of any family or friend in Meghalaya shall declare the full address and contact details of the family or friend. At the same time, for local tourists from within the state, they will be allowed to visit any location in Meghalaya or tourism-related purposes if you are fully vaccinated or even single vaccinated. So within the state of Meghalaya, within the local tourists, vaccinated tourists will be allowed to visit, or locals will be allowed to visit different tourism locations. Local tourists who are not vaccinated will have to produce negative RT-PCR, TrueNat or CBNat report before checking into any hotel or to visit any tourist spot. So these were the few decisions that were taken. Those places also will come with certain protocols, like there'll be certain numbers restricted, and obviously the vaccination aspect also will be there. Those details will be given by the respective DCs in the respective locations.
So this tourism
Schools, or whether it's the tourism locations. The government has taken a decision and has allowed now the tourist locations to open, and has allowed the schools to open based on the category that they're in. But obviously, situations will depend from place to place, location to location. So obviously, if there is a containment zone, if the specific locality or the people of that area feel that this tourism spots cannot be open, then that particular aspect will be considered, and the tourism movement will not be allowed in those locations. So we will go with the local sentiments and ensure that we carry the people along. So it will all depend on the individuals. But yes, again, as I said, depending on the location itself. Now some locations will require that, now for example, a tourist comes into Shillong and he or she would like to watch a movie, and he or she happens to be only single vaccinated but has done an RT-PCR test. So they can come in, but the guidelines and the SOPs for a movie theatre require that you have to be fully vaccinated. So then obviously tourists can come into Meghalaya but will not be able to go for a movie because the movie activity will require full vaccination. So it depends on activity to activity, which again, there are too many activities. I don't know all of the protocols in there, but that will be prescribed by the deputy commissioners. locations, we have specifically mentioned that each location will have its own rules and laws. Some places are or SOPs, I should say. Some places are allowing single vaccination. Some places will allow double vaccination. So based on that, obviously those movements will be allowed. So, but obviously the SOPs have to be followed based on that specific location.